Hi, it's Ian Thompson from IT Turning Point here. Today I'm looking at Microsoft Project, and this is version 2016. It's Microsoft Project, you can see up here, Professional. It has all the bells and whistles that 2016 has inside it. So we can see all the various parts at the top, the tabs, the ribbons, etc., as well as the tell me what you want to do section. It has a timeline in it, and you can create multiple timelines in 16. I've added in this view bar at the side, which I can easily take out again by unticking. But what I want to talk in this particular video is, it's going to be 3 steps, this video. This is step 1. Is I want to talk about creating your own calendar inside Microsoft Project, then telling Project to remember that calendar for future use, and then telling Project to use that calendar in this particular project plan. So let's have a look at creating a project in Microsoft Project. I've launched a blank project plan here, and I'm now going to go to the project menu, and in here, if I'm in the Gantt chart here, which I know I'm in because it tells me at the side, I have the menus on the ribbon here, and the section Properties under Project has a Change Working Time button. If I click on that, it launches a window, Change Working Time. This allows me to see the calendars that are already inside Microsoft Project, and if I drop this down, you can see there is a 24-hour calendar, a night shift calendar, and the default calendar that Project uses when you launch it is the standard calendar, which generally reflects the standard hours of 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon with an hour for lunch, and nobody works on the Saturday or the Sunday, which you can see reflected here. Now that's fine if that's what you do. If that's not what you do, then you need to create a calendar that reflects the hours that this project would be being run on. So basically we're calling this is called a base calendar. So this is a calendar standard is the base calendar. We're going to create our own base calendar. So we're going to tell Project for every task, use these appropriate working hours because they closely reflect the hours that this project will be functioning. We'll talk about resources calendars in step 3, but this is step 1, creating the calendar. So with this window open, I'm going to click this button here. You can see create new calendar. So I click it, and it is doing what I'm really hoping it would do, and it's taking a copy of the standard calendar. But it's highlighted it so I can give it a name. So I'm going to give it ITTP, which is IT Turning Point. I'm going to leave it as a copy of the standard, and I'm going to click OK. Now, it changes up here so that I am now editing ITTP, and you can see the other calendars are still there. And down here, it reflects the same hours as standard because that's what it's a copy of. What I want to do now is I want to go in and change it to reflect the hours I wish this calendar to have. So to do that, I go into working weeks, and I click on the default, and that will be the default hours worked on each and every day. And I click on details. This brings up the default details window. From Monday to Thursday, which I'm going to select, I want it to work very specific hours. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change that to 09. You have to put a colon in, don't put a full stop or it won't accept it, till 12, 1 until 5. Now I won't click OK on this yet because what I want to do now is I want to do Friday, and I'm going to set the specific hours. And on a Friday, again, I start at 9 o'clock, but I finish slightly early. So I'm going to finish on a Friday. If I click that again, I'm going to finish at 4 o'clock. Now, if I worked on a Saturday and a Sunday, I can go in now and put in the hours that were worked on a Saturday and Sunday, and that would override the calendar. But that's the hours I've put in. So if I click OK on that now, if I click on Monday to Thursday up here, you will see it will reflect up here 9 until 5. But if I click on Friday, it does 9 until 4 because that's the hours worked. Now, the other thing I would do with this particular calendar, because this is a calendar when I build my project plan, I want Project to use against all the tasks, is I would go in and look at any exceptions. So, for example, if I knew that the project was going to be affected by a major holiday break, and that will be, in this case, the Christmas break, because we're in October as I'm recording this video. So I'll put Christmas holidays. and I can set when the Christmas holidays will start. So if I go into December, we're going to have our last day on the 21st, so the first day's holiday will be the 24th. And when we come back, it will be January, and we will be back on Monday the 7th, so the last day's holiday will be the 4th. If I click under that now, it blocks that out on the calendar up above, and you can see it's tying in with the shading over here for exception days and non-working. And if I go down, you can see it goes into January. Now, depending on the length of my project, I would want to build in as many known holidays as far ahead as possible, so that these things did not influence what I was actually doing at this point in time. So I would put April in for Easter holidays and so on, but these aren't people's holidays. This is the holidays that will affect the project itself. Once I'm finished with this calendar, I simply click OK. Now, nothing visible changes on my screen. All I've done is I've created a calendar in this instance of project. Project won't remember it if I close down and relaunch it, project without saving. I have to do a few things after this, but I hope that's helpful on how to create a new calendar. And just to give you an aside, you can create as many calendars as you want. I've got various people creating calendars for different sites. I've got people creating calendars for different people who they then apply to the resources, and we will talk about resources calendars in step 3. But that's step 1, creating a calendar inside Microsoft Project. I hope that's helpful.